here today to learn a new method for giving presentations. It's a method I created, and it's one that focuses on several specific elements. For one thing, a practical improvement or lesson for the audience, high levels of interaction, and simplicity. We're going to make presenting something you can do easily, something you'll do with confidence, and something that you are going to start to enjoy a great deal. So you're going to learn how to construct a topic, how to build a presentation narrative, how to interact live with your audience, and how to love the Q&A section. You'll have a methodology that you can use repeatedly to create and deliver your presentations in any environment. Some years back, I was preparing for a presentation and I was dreading it. It was 10 minutes. My company was sponsoring an event and I was invited to talk about our business and product for 10 whole minutes. I had my slideshow, I had my outline and my message, and I was doing everything I could to slow down time so the day of the presentation would never come. As you can see, my life did not end and it was not ruined by that 10-minute presentation. My company did not go bankrupt, we didn't have to fire anybody, and I didn't even drool all over myself. Believe me, when I say I get it, public speaking is hard, it's intimidating. But when I started my own consultancy, I knew that public speaking would be important, an important component of my business success. I had to start doing more of it. So I studied and I watched and I learned and I built my own approach to creating a great presentation. And now I love it. I have a method that I use, and the fact is my audiences like it too. I do quite a bit of public speaking, and my greatest mark of success is that people refer to my presentations as workshops. In other words, the audience is always walking away with a practical new tool or knowledge. I could ask for nothing more.
Why do people not like giving presentations? Why do people not like public speaking? Well, first of all, let's break down this glossophobia. This happens for a number of reasons. One of them is a lack of preparation. Do we actually feel confident in the moment that we are competent to deliver the material? Do we have everything we need? Do we know what we're going to say? Do we remember what we're going to say? Are we properly prepared for this event? Another reason is the fear of saying the wrong thing. What if I say something incorrect? What if I go off topic? What if I say something that people interpret in the wrong way? There's also the fear of forgetting. What if I get up there and don't remember any of the things I wanted to say? I just completely blank out. And of course, they're all going to laugh at me syndrome. And mainly they exist due to a thing called illusion of transparency. The illusion of transparency is this thing that we get in our heads where we convince ourselves that people can see through us, that we are completely transparent. It makes us believe that people can see what we are thinking, what we're feeling, that they can actually see through us and detect our anxieties and insecurities. They can't. People cannot see through us. We are not transparent. That's a big underlying part of glossophobia. There's another side, though, to the challenge of giving presentations, and that is the preparation or lack thereof. Even once we do feel prepared to give a presentation, it's not easy to do. There's a right way and a wrong way. And some of the common weaknesses in preparation for presentations include the quality of your presentation, the overall delivery, visuals, that the whole presentation is being presented poorly. Another problem is people not engaging with what you have to say, not really getting into the material, not really getting into the discussion. A common challenge is overly complicated content, either trying to get too much across or too much detail, and making it difficult for people to keep up and really grasp everything that we want them to grasp. And of course, the challenge of keeping people's attention. Are they actually listening, or are they sitting there checking their emails or checking social media, possibly even taking a quick snooze while we speak? Despite all the fears and insecurities, you should still want to work on giving presentations. There are many different work roles and positions that benefit from public speaking opportunities, and there are also many personal benefits to public speaking and presentations. So let's get us excited for what's to come by looking at why these different roles would want to consider public speaking and the benefits to every individual with public speaking. Here are some of the people who should be looking for speaking opportunities. If you are a freelancer, speaking is a great way to become known within a certain community. It allows you to demonstrate your expertise as well as your experience, gets people to know who you are, and they get to see you in action. It can do great things for your brand and your reputation. If you run a service business, professional services can sometimes be complicated to explain, and there's often a lot of competition out there. Speaking opportunities are a great way to demonstrate the benefits that you bring, and similar to freelancers, to show your personality, your expertise, and allow people to get to know you and your business. Not just for the business itself, but for professional service practitioners. You want to get both your company name and your own name out there. Very often people hire the individual before the brand. Speaking is a great way to cement yourself within a certain community, to become the go-to person. What if you work in-house in a managerial position? In that case, you are probably presenting several times a year at least. You have to present results to your senior directors. You have to demonstrate progress. You have to build business cases for budgets and other resources for which you need approval. And that's not all. Think about your role and all the times in which you either are already speaking in front of a crowd or ways in which you could benefit from any of the things that I've mentioned so far. These are some of the business benefits of speaking, but there are plenty of personal benefits for all of these people as well. The first one we touched on already, which is brand recognition. The universal benefit of being out there in the public eye with a stage all to yourself and all the attention on you is that people get to know you and associate you with that expertise. But there's more. It also improves the way you communicate. You're naturally training yourself in presenting your ideas, even if next time that's in a one-to-one meeting or a completely different circumstance. If you can present the idea to a room full of people, you can certainly present an idea to an individual. It's going to build your confidence precisely because of everything that most of us have to overcome to get on stage. Once we do it once, see that we're capable and that we can do this again and again, it builds our confidence in those areas of expertise that we are presenting to the world and in the way that we speak and present ourselves. Gathering information for a public presentation is not the same as throwing together an email or an ad hoc conversation. Because of the way you do it when you present, you're going to improve the way you analyze information, the way you research the content that you need. It'll help you order your own thoughts. Public speaking naturally develops leadership skills. When you are up there, your purpose is to influence people, and leadership is all about positive influence. And no matter what your role is in life, leadership skills are always beneficial. And finally, speaking is a wonderful way to make connections. Every time you speak, you automatically have access to multiple groups of people. Obviously, the entire audience, everybody who is there to see you and hear you. There may be other speakers, and those are other connections that you can make. If you're all interested in being in front of the same audience, what other opportunities for partnership or collaboration might you find? There are the event organizers. Event organizers are good people to know because guess what? They organize events. It also means that they're active in the communities. So develop the relationships with the event organizers. If you're doing internal presentations, all the stakeholders that are in the room, your reporting line, colleagues from other departments. Once you're speaking in public, you have access to that public as well as the people behind the scenes of that public. There is no public speaking without the public. You're here to serve them. You have to put them front and center. And that's why the first step in preparing your presentation is to know your audience. Now, I want us to establish one important fact right away. Your audience wants you to succeed. The people in the room are vested in your success. I point this out because very often with our glossophobia or all the reasons we don't like public speaking, we convince ourselves or hint to ourselves that the people in the room are going to laugh at us or disagree with what we say or not like the way we speak. Instead, the reality is that the people that are listening to you want you to be good. They want you to say something interesting. They want to know that they're spending their time in a good way. So before you've even started, they are already rooting for you to succeed. You are all on the same team here. When you think about the people in the room, Remind yourself that they're on your side, but you can't teach them just anything. You can only teach them the things that you know. So how do you connect what you know to your audience? Well, the first thing to do is to make sure that you know who they are. Who are the people in the room? What is their profile? What connects them? What brings them together? Who are you speaking to? Also know why they are here. What are they hoping to achieve? Why have they all assembled in this room, be it real or virtual? What are their expectations by being present here today? When you think about these two facts, then ask yourself, what can you teach them? Of that story, of that fact, of that point of view, what is relevant to them? Why is it relevant to them? Why do you want them to know this thing? And in thinking about that, I also want you to think about how you can create a transformation for them. With this knowledge or this piece of information, they must be able to do something that they couldn't do before. That's why they're there. That's what makes this presentation worth their time. So in describing your audience to yourself, you also want to ask yourself, if they only do one thing after hearing me speak, what do I want that thing to be? What is the transformation that I can offer the people in the room just for showing up?